Hello, beautiful souls. My name is Jamie, and welcome to my channel. This week, we are going to discuss the astrological and tarot energy for the month of February 2024. What I will do is that I'll pull an overall energy theme for the collective, as well as go through every single week, pull some tarot, clarify those cards, and then associate that energy with kind of what's happening within the universe and how you can use that information to help maybe navigate your weeks a little easier. So here we go. Okay, so since this is a collective reading, we are going to pull an overall arching theme for the month of February 2024. Grieve your losses. Sometimes it's really difficult to let go of things that maybe we've spent a lot of time, energy, or effort kind of investing in. You know, if we're experiencing a lot of changes, and it's really difficult to, like I said, to grieve the things that we've once held on to so tightly. So we'll see what the tarot has to say and how that may elaborate on the theme for the month. I will pull a tarot card that will represent each major energy for each week of the month for the month of February. Here in the first week, we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. Here in the second week, we have the King of Pentacles in reverse. Here in the third week, we have the Eight of Wands in reverse. Ooh, and then here in the fourth week, we have the Two of Cups. Okay. So starting off the week, we have the Queen of Swords. And when she's in reverse, she has the tendency she struggles to communicate her boundaries. She struggles to communicate her thoughts or her ideas. She has a tendency to people please, to lack those boundaries. She can actually be kind of cold and detached when she communicates. And Mercury does move into Aquarius this week. Mercury is the planet of thoughts, ideas, and communication. It's the same concept as the suit of swords in tarot. And Aquarius is more of a cerebral sign. They're an air sign, so they are associated with thoughts, ideas, and communication. So therefore, Mercury moving into the sign of Aquarius could make us a little more detached. So we want to be mindful of how we're communicating with other people here in the first week. Here in the second week, we have the King of Pentacles. This is the week that we have the new moon in Aquarius. And the King of Pentacles represents earth sign energy. So Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. And he's actually ruled by Taurus, I believe. And earth signs, it's about our time. It's about our money. It's about our finances. It's about our material possessions, our home, and even our health and our personal relationships. And the King of Pentacles, he's kind of reached this place of comfort and stability within his life, but that's because he has made very practical decisions along the way. He's kept his eye on his long-term goals. He's kept his eye on his long-term vision, and he's invested his time and the effort wisely to ultimately not only invest in those for their long-term success, but invested in the things that are really going to pay off in the end. And new moons are an opportunity to create or write a new chapter for ourselves in some area of our life. We want to focus on the energy within our life that the new moon is residing in, and that will be within the sign of Aquarius. But it does give us an opportunity, like a blank slate, to set goals and intentions, maybe towards that long-term vision. Here in the third week, we have the Eight of Wands in reverse. And the Eight of Wands in reverse can symbolize a lack of forward movement, that things really aren't going anywhere, or that maybe the energy that you're putting into something isn't quite hitting the mark. It can also represent miscommunication. Okay. And then here in the fourth week, the week of the full moon in Virgo, we have the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups is known as the soulmate card. But really, it can also be looked at as two energies that are in alignment. This could be with you and another person. It could be that you feel like you're finally in alignment with what it is that's going to bring you emotional fulfillment. It can represent kindred spirits. So it really could represent an opportunity, a person, or just this beautiful movement to something that's really going to feel soul fulfilled. So let's see what we can clarify. I use two different tarot decks I use one as to represent the overall theme, and then I use a separate one to clarify each of these energies. Queen of Swords in reverse, we have the Six of Cups. And the Knight of Wands. Okay, so the Six of Cups represents like nostalgia. Cups represent our internal world, our emotions, and it can represent love. So when we have the Six of Cups, this kind of represents feelings that might be coming back from the past. Feelings that could be representative of a situation with another person, or it could be representative of just maybe something that really used to bring us joy. All right. And then when we have the Knight of Wands paired with that, Knights are the action takers of the tarot, and Wands represent like desire. They represent action. They represent like spiritual growth and potentially building something. Imagine waving a magic wand and creating something, but that creation comes from inspiration and desire. So when we have the Queen of Swords in reverse as the overall arching theme, it may be that she's really overthinking her future goals. She's really overthinking it. She's overanalyzing. She doesn't have a clear vision of those future goals. But the Six of Cups is saying, remember what brings you joy. Remember what brings you happiness, and allow that to create the inspiration for you to take action on. So here in this first week, if you feel like you're really struggling to tap in or see your future clearly, or that you're over analyzing how you're going to get from A to B, just tap into that inner child. Do something that makes you happy, that makes you kind of feel alive, makes you feel very relaxed, and then allow that inspiration or that energy to help move you forward. Again, here in the second week, we have the King of Pentacles. Okay, the Four of Wands, again, another card about happiness, the home, stability. Imagine four legs to a table. Okay, if all four of those legs are nice and even and stable, that's that's a table that you can trust. And then the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like the King of Pentacles here in the second week is kind of suggesting, hey, focus on creating the necessary, focus on investing your time, investing your energy in creating this stability at home. This could be self-discipline, this could be focusing on your health habits, it could be focusing on spending time with your children and your family at this point, versus putting too much emphasis on status, money, wealth, material possessions. Don't allow any past losses to create an imbalance in your life, because that's not what the King of Pentacles does. He has experienced loss over his journey, but he maintained his determination. He maintained those practical movements that helped create his ultimate desire. And it could be that maybe here in this second week with the new moon, you may need to look at setting goals and intentions on how to create more of a stable day-to-day routine, things that are going to pay off in that long run, versus focusing on maybe feelings of loss. When it says grieve your losses, let them be losses, but don't let them take your sole focus. Don't let any losses you've received, whether it's romantically or emotionally or physically, financially, don't let those losses take away from that ultimate happiness and stability that you can create on a daily basis. Here in the second week, we have the Eight of Wands in reverse. This is, again, lack of movement forward or lack of clarity. The Three of Cups in reverse. And then the Ace of Wands. So if you feel like actions that you're taking aren't really hitting the mark, if you feel like they're not quite as successful as you're wanting them to be in the moment, it can really feel like a loss and a lack of celebration. However, the Three of Cups also represents that there's a real need to focus on the value that you bring. What's the value that you bring to your friendships, to your community? Aquarius is about the collective. It's about the human collective. It's about community. So what value do you bring? And then we have the Ace of Wands. Aces are new beginnings or new opportunities. And the Ace of Wands is representing that, look, you're going to receive a new opportunity for inspiration or to begin to build something new. And maybe that's going to come from you realizing that, hey, you know what? I do have something of value to contribute. Just because I've tried these things and they don't quite work doesn't mean that I don't have anything to offer. I have a lot to offer. My voice is valuable. My knowledge is valuable. My experience is valuable. And that can create a ripple effect that brings about inspiration and brings about new opportunities and new beginnings for you. Leading here to the Two of Cups. Also, too, let me backtrack. This is the week that the sun will move into Pisces. Pisces represents the 12th house, and the 12th house governs beginnings and endings. It governs like compassion. It governs the subconscious. Pisces is also very imaginative. So with the sun transiting or transitioning into the sign of Pisces, the sun represents our identity. So how can we be more compassionate with ourselves? How can we use this focus with the sun in Pisces or Pisces season to be more compassionate with ourselves and with others? How can we be more compassionate and really show up as who we want to be? It's also probably going to be a really good time because Pisces is a very spiritual and intuitive energy. It'll be a great time to practice channeled writing or journaling, as well as visualizations. Here in this fourth week, we have the Two of Cups, the Two of Swords in reverse, and then the Four of Pentacles. So it feels like here, the week of the full moon, this full moon is going to allow you to maybe finally make a decision over something that you've been holding on to. Twos represent choices, they represent duality, they represent relationships, and they represent balance. And when the Two of Swords, again, the swords represent the mind, when the Two of Swords is in reverse, it can indicate that we've made a decision to maybe move on from something that we have been holding on to. Or you make a decision to hold on to something. Because the Four of Pentacles, again, represents health, wealth, relationships. And as you can see, he's known as the penny pincher of the tarot because he's represented by holding on to this pentacle here. He's holding tightly to it. All right, so it could be that you're choosing to make a decision to hold on to something, or you're choosing to make a decision that, you know what, there's something that I really need to let go. And when we do that, we create the space to be more in alignment with what it is that we want. Again, we have another two: choices, relationships. When you kind of stop overthinking, like with the Queen of Swords, and you just kind of make those decisions, that's when we move the needle in one way or another. That energy starts to flow and we start to see more movement in our life. But if we stay in a place of overthinking, we begin to feel stuck and the energy begins to feel stagnant. So let's pull some more oracle to see what additional guidance we can receive. And with grieve your losses, I just heard let go of the past. Let go of the things that didn't work. Just because they didn't work in the past does not mean that it's not going to work out in the future. So here in this first week, adjustments are required. With the Queen of Swords, again, she's overthinking every step that she's taking, and she doesn't need to. Yes, minor adjustments may be required, but that's okay. Don't let your past hold you back. What did I just say? Let the past go. Don't let any losses that you've experienced in the past prevent you from creating the happiness and joy that you've always wanted for yourself. Don't let your past hold you back. Don't let your past dictate who you're going to become or who you even want to become. A fiery climax approaches. Here with the Ace of Wands. Just because you feel like things maybe haven't been going anywhere and you've experienced maybe a period where you just didn't feel like celebrating, or maybe you just didn't have anything to celebrate, I feel like those times are kind of coming to an end. It feels like you're on the very tip of the cycle before a new one begins. You are good enough. This Two of Cups can represent kind of coming into that energy of recognizing that you can love yourself, that you can be, as cliche as it sounds, your own soulmate. Okay? But that has to come from a place where you make a decision to finally open up and kind of let go. Recognize that you are good enough and look at that. This card was pulled on the week that we have the full moon in Virgo. And guess what look at what this card says. Full moon in Virgo. So here in this, the thing about full moons is that full moons have the tendency to illuminate certain areas of our lives. And they tend to illuminate things that are working and things that aren't. And when it comes to Virgo energy, Virgo can be quite the perfectionist. It's very much an energy of how can I perfect this so that I can get from point A to point B faster. But sometimes what happens when we stay in that perfectionist energy is that we begin to overthink everything. We overthink every little step. We overthink every misstep. And then again, like I said, when we start to overthink, the energy becomes stagnant because we're not going anywhere. So with the full moon in Virgo, it's a good time to maybe release and let go of any past experiences, past emotions that maybe have made you feel like you weren't good enough. Whether that's in relationships, the loss of a job, um, trying to build a business and it just not going anywhere. It's a good time to let go and release those ideas that every single thing has to be perfect, because it doesn't have to be perfect. Perfect actually doesn't even exist. Okay, so it's a good time for this month to grieve your losses, let go of the past. It's okay that it didn't work out, because anytime it doesn't work out, it's going to lead us to something greater. Let's see. This is the Dragon Oracle deck. White gold dragon from Lyria. This dragon connects you to the highest Christ light. Develop your casual chakra. Bathe in the ninth dimensional Christ light. Anytime we think about Christ light or bright white light, it's very cleansing. Imagine yourself sit down, take 3 deep breaths in, and then breathe out slowly, completely. Don't rush the breath. Do that 3 times. And then I want you to imagine yourself that all of a sudden you see this bright white light coming towards you, and that it's bathing your entire body inside and out. And it is cleansing. It's cleansing all of your grief. It's cleansing all of the negative energy. It's cleansing all of the negative beliefs. It's cleansing everything, and it is giving you a beautiful, brand new start. So I truly hope this helped. Let's pull one more card. We are the Hathors. Deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. Like I said, with Pisces energy and the sun moving into Pisces, and a very powerful full moon energy, there's going to be a sense of rebirth. And February is a month that symbolizes rebirth, because here in the Northern Hemisphere, the days are slowly getting longer and nature is slowly starting to kind of wake up and is preparing for spring in the latter part of March. I think this month is a really good opportunity to kind of step into a space of renewal. Forgive yourself, forgive others, grieve your losses, and focus on more of the day-to-day things, the day-to-day activities, the routines, the health, the stability within your home, creating more of a balanced, happier home life. And take those tiny steps towards really creating the future that you want. That was an incredible reading. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. Please let me know what resonated with you in the comments, and also let me know if you have any questions. I'm more than happy to answer your questions and give any further insight that I can. Before we leave, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel so that you can stay up to date on what the energies have in store for each of us throughout the month every year. Before you go, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel so that every time I post a video, you can be notified and stay up to date. I hope you guys have an incredible month, and we will see you soon.